Okay, I believe that is everyone. So we are now going to head over to the voting stage after this banishment. Whoever receives the most amount of votes will be banished from the castle. And we're going to start it off with Adrian. I am just quickly going to double check whether he sent me his vote or not. Adrian receives a sell vote. Tony, you are next.
This is not because I'm on the bad faithful train, Yuji. This is also because I'm trying to pay attention to what the spa said, and I'm hoping that this was right because the spa mentioned something about the lights or whatever. So, Adrian, that's it.
Thank you, Tony. Byron. You're on mute, Adrian.
Yeah, Byron, not Adrian.
Oh, sorry, Byron.
I'm voting for Adrian just because he hasn't really been around and I haven't got much useful information out of him from the game so far, and I'm not completely sure on the others yet. So
Okay, that's 3 votes for Adrian. Caleb.
So I know I talked a lot about Adrian, and the fact that he's not been around, but I do think that he's a bad faithful, not a traitor, and I'm not going to vote for him over someone that I strongly suspect may be a traitor. Very honestly, I do think that just considering how messy and disastrous the coffin chat was, there was almost certainly at least one traitor, if not multiple traitors in there. So my vote is for Rue.
Okay, Ron, 1 vote. Adrian, 3 votes. Thank you, Caleb. Chris.
Okay, so I mean, it's not going to be a surprise who my vote's for. I mean, I've been sus on you since day one, and we've kind of called it out since then, and everything else has just been weird since. So it's UG.
Daniel.
Yeah, I would rather be 100% certain on whether this person is a traitor or a bad faithful than be 50-50 with anybody else right now. So my vote goes to Adrian. If you sign up for a game, play the game.
Dylan.
Yeah, so for this one, especially after hearing the feedback live coffin chat, you all of the view that there was a traitor among you. I would rather try to get rid of the traitor than a bad faithful. Obviously, the objective of the game is to get rid of traitors. Of the 4 of you, I could understand where each of you are coming from, but between the 4 of you, the one that I felt had the least reasonable explanation, and we can discuss this if you are not banished tonight. But my vote's for Byron.
Okay. Yahya.
This vote is just for a lot of information I got, and yeah, I'm sorry, but I think voted for Ruan.
Ari.
So I think you can learn a lot by listening. And I did learn a lot. I think both Riri and Yuji might be set up, and that this is a faithful unfaithful. And I just don't buy that one of them is a traitor. So I'm going off with information for this round, and my vote is for Ru.
Jen?
I still have to go back and watch the coffin. I do apologize for not being here. I have some lime in my coconut, but I'm on pills. So I'm just basing it. I do feel like a traitor was in that group. It makes the most sense to want someone in there to talk to. And just observing, Riri, you always, to me, you always stick out. I don't know you, I've never seen you, but you always stick out to me in Zooms because you are so talkative and opinionated. And in this one, it just seemed like you were kind of squinting a little more and you were like purposely trying to be quiet, which again, it's just my guess. So I did vote for Riri.
Okay, so just a quick vote tally. We've got Adrian on 4 votes, Ruan on 3 votes, Eugene, Byron, and Rian 1 vote each. Quibus, your vote, please.
I'm voting for Adrian. Also the same reasons.
Mira? Okay, I see a vote for Ruan. Naj?
I'm really sorry about this. Yeah, I hope you are a traitor because, yeah.
Okay, so that is a tie between Adrian and Ruan, each on 5 votes. Pamela?
Because you put me in the coffin and I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Rian?
Sorry. Like I said before, there was a traitor in our midst. I think as well that it was either Ruan or Byron, but because this player keeps coming from me, it might be a setup. And I'm sorry if I rushed on or started the argument with you, but yeah, for this round.
Ruan?
Also just going back to the light bulb thing, Adrian, although I do think Yugi, if you're not a traitor, you're just very, very messy. So that's why I voted for Adrian instead.
Okay, so we are currently down on 6 votes Adrian, 6 votes for Ruan, 2 votes for Yehia, 1 vote for Byron, and 1 vote for Rian. And so we've got Sergio, the last vote. Can you please reveal who you want to banish?
Oh, no pressure at all. Okay, so my choice is simply due to the fact that I felt tonight very productive. I feel like this is what we need, and a person who doesn't even show up to vote shouldn't be in the game. So I voted for Adrian.
Okay, so with 7 votes, Adrian has been banished from the game, and with him not being here, I can reveal that Adrian was a faithful. So there you have it, folks. I think Adrian was, the least active in the game. So it's only going to get a little bit more difficult here on out, catching those traitors. So there's still some time left on the Zoom if you want to continue your discussions. From my side, good night.
Are we going to
So
learn
then what the
whether
hell was this
Adrian was
saying?
traitor or faithful?
Faithful.
Okay.
He was faithful.
I think he
We
said
all knew
faithful.
he was faithful. We knew he was faithful, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You just
I
He was
didn't
like
because
nothing.
that
He
I
wasn't
don't understand
around.
the
He was
spies.
nothing.
Yeah, but we
Yeah, he was nothing.
we can't get rid of the faithful. At the end of the day, this is what
But
the traitors
Riri,
wants.
And this is why I didn't vote for him
Riri,
despite saying his name, because I made it clear I thought he was a bad faithful, not a traitor.
Yeah. This game is
I
about getting
personally
out.
was looking at the spy's clue, We were all running around with that. Caleb, you're the one who said to us in a group, like the light bulb thing. So yes, I ran with that.
I think the spy was just calling him out for being quiet. I don't even think they were necessarily saying he was a traitor. I think they just.
But
the spy also
regardless of that,
out
if you are not here to be able to answer to that and defend yourself, then you are making me have to sit there and think worst case scenario with that. Everybody here had an opportunity to answer to something, and I can at least buy into some kind of thing that they're mentioning or understand their side or their reasoning. If you don't show up, it really pisses me off. So I don't care if he was a bad faithful. Like, at least now I get to play with a bunch of people that actually want to play the game. So
I just want to
I
say,
understand.
I just want to say, Yugi, stop throwing every person's name behind the scenes. And when you come to Zoom, yes, you are. And then you are quiet. So whose name are you going to throw out the next day and the next day? You've got a lot to say behind the scenes. When you sit here, you are still, like you're pushing other people to do your dirty work. And you've been caught out in a lie. You were going on about who spilled things from the chat when you ran and you told people who won medallions. And then you're saying, I didn't do anything.
To my
I didn't do
alliance.
anything.
I've been to my
So you
alliance,
lied.
Rue.
Doesn't matter.
was
You
calling that
lied.
line. I
alliance who you're saying is a
You lied
traitor.
on the Zoom. You lied on the Zoom. I haven't lied. Tell me where I've lied. You've lied.
You keep telling everyone you think Tony is a traitor, but then you come to the group that you've got Tony in and tell the group that who won the thing. So basically, you're telling a traitor.
Why are
that's
you
the
three
answer.
covering for each other every
Okay, talk
single
over time.
time? You, Tony, and
She's
Ruru,
getting
you're
Covering
covering
for each other. We are actually banding
every
together. This is the point of this game, is to get faithfuls to actually band together. We're not covering for each other. Why would we cover? Are you saying all three of us are traitors? No. Usually, just explain to us. You have been telling everyone I'm a traitor, but now you're telling them that you came to our alliance chat and told me, yeah, okay, so I'm a traitor, but you told me because you trust me who had medallions. Make it make sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. You're telling everybody I'm a traitor, but then you're telling them now too that you're in a alliance chat with me and telling me who had medallions. Why would you throw the faithfuls under the bus like that?
Because I knew that
So
information
maybe
was
so
going to
that
leak
he doesn't get
eventually.
killed
And
and
it did.
someone else gets
It
killed.
didn't
So
leak.
I knew that
And it
information
didn't
was
leak.
going to leak. Hey, D to Dylan Ferree.
It
Who
did
was
not
talking to
leak.
Dylan Ferree? Who was talking to Dylan Ferree? Who was
maybe
talking
you
to him?
did. Maybe you did.
You
Maybe
said
that's
you
why he
did talk
voted
to
for
him.
you. Maybe that's why he voted for
I
you.
spoke
He
to
felt
him very
betrayed by you.
briefly. He told me he's coming for you. That was the only conversation we had. And I was like, oh, okay, well, good luck with that. That was it.
Dylan Ferree
That was
somehow
all.
he somehow knew what was said in the chat though. Like he knew about.
Or maybe it was
He knew
this
exactly what was
person.
in the
This
chat. It was quite
person.
funny that he literally knew exactly what was out of that chat, and I never split whatever was said in the main
Well, we
chat.
can't believe
Even though I
that
said you
because
got,
you already
even
lied.
though I said you got the medallions through, that's not the point. He knew exactly that I was hoping that. Why was it a secret that the results were out? How did he know exactly that conversation? Exactly that conversation.
You were caught in a
If you
lie.
don't,
Just saying.
so sorry.
Just saying.
You came onto the game, to the what did we play again? Oh, the quiz thing. You came on the quiz thing and you asked on the quiz thing, guys. I just want to know, are we supposed to tell people that who won medallions? Then you did a screenshot. You
I had a
did this. You came to the.
conversation
You came
with
to the full
someone. I
group.
had a conversation with someone in Group A that actually told me they are keeping their results a secret. I was like, oh, that's strange. And I was thinking to myself, but why is it being kept a secret? After more than one person, after the fact, also felt that the traitors were going to split themselves into one group. And now, actually, we can tell there were 4 traitors back then when that happened, when that challenge happened, right? Great.
Careful of
feel that
screenshots,
information
because when this
that
game
was
is
split
over, I
between the
will have
alliance.
Very
screenshots
sure.
that I will
Very
show you,
sure.
Eugene. I did not speak to Dylan. I just went and looked at my Dylan Ferree conversation. That information did not come from me. And I know the other
I've
two were
never
speaking to
had a
him.
conversation with
I just find it,
Dylan
my
either.
main thing is I find it very interesting that you're telling everyone I'm a traitor, but you also come and say to them right now, on here, in front of everyone heard you say, I came to my trusted alliance and told them who had medallions. the trusted people, the traitor, Tony.
Right, funny.
It's very weird.
And it's funny, Yeche, me and you had a deep conversation. We were
Yes,
actually we
when
were
did your
clicking
mind
from the
change?
get-go.
When
No,
did your mind change?
we were like this in this game. Me and
Okay,
you
can I
know
ask
that.
Riri?
We chat
Riri,
every single day.
Riri, ask you something quickly. When did your mind change about the fact that you thought Tony was a traitor as well?
No, because you know what? And I'm gonna be honest here on this damn
I
on
know
this
the
call.
story, so I don't know if you're trying to throw him under the bus. I know.
Sorry, Tony, you here came to me. Oh, Tony's it's a traitor. And then I was in the middle of the conversation because every day I must hear Tony's a traitor coming from you.
Okay, but
It's
you had
coming
your
from
own
you,
thoughts
not
as
even
well that
Tony.
she's a
Tony
traitor.
never actually said that you're a traitor. You're the one that said, "Oh, Tony's a traitor. Just watch, he's a traitor."
Okay.
Every single day, you said that. And then when I called you out, suddenly I received a very, very, very outspoken message the next day, threatening me. Now you're using me as a scapegoat, trying to frame me.
Okay. Anyway.
And Jennifer, if you're still on the call, this is me in person. This is me. I'm an outspoken person. And I've played traitors before. Sorry, Jennifer. I played before, and I played it with my personality, and my personality got me out of the game twice.
And
I said this time
out of you, so I was really just trying to watch how people are behaving, and because you're in that group, every other time we're on Zoom, you really stick out to me, like you and Dylan the lawyer, because you guys talk so much. I remember your names more because you're so chatty. But then as that one I was like, okay, he's in the coffin group and you were doing this a lot, and I was like, why is he being so quiet until the last second, I don't know. It felt like if I had to base my vote off of someone in this group, because I really do think there's a traitor in there, then maybe it's probably the one that is being more quiet than normal.
I just feel like banishment should not be. Yeah, if someone is not active in a group or not contributing at all,
well, no,
take them on right in the main chat. No, I'm talking.
Once you guys get going, don't shut
I'm
up.
talking in general.
Just from before when you were like, we got to do this, and then when you're in the group was under fire, was like you were, you know what I mean? You were just kind of like, I better be quiet. But that makes sense. If I get quiet too if you were worried about your personality being the vote, I guess that makes sense. You were the only one that gave
using the banishment. Yeah, we're using banishment and you get rid of the traitors out here or on Zoom. They like this. They like this. As long as the heat is not on them.
You don't like to talk, but you don't want to hear what I was saying, so I'm gonna mute.
Sorry.
You do have a tender over.
Just out of interest, as far as I know, I wasn't the only one who was getting pushed to say things or push on a thing like the wine thing. And Yuji, just so you know, you're and I quote word for word, just start with the wine thing because it's clear as daylight. He is trying to steer the conversation to the wine every time. And then you can add, you honestly think Kenzie was murdered by drinking wine that came from Quinn. And then there's a lot of voice notes, which, I mean, whatever, but we can play those and we can hear how you are trying to force it. So, and I wasn't the only one you were trying to push to bring up things at a round table.
But you didn't, did you? Did you bring it up? No, you didn't.
No,
so
because I didn't trust you, because from before that, I thought you were a traitor. So why was I going to bring up things that you're pushing me to say?
You never
I don't think Yuji was the only one that brought up the wine theory though, because
no, he wasn't, but he was the one who was the first thing that came to my inbox as I woke up. Was the first message I'd ever received privately from Yuji going, you need to push this wine thing. And I was like, oh, I haven't spoken to you privately at all, and now you're suddenly pushing me to bring up a wine thing. So I just went with the chat to see where it was going to go, but obviously I never brought it up because I didn't trust them ever. And
so if I may just add,
also pushed it to someone else to say something.
he also came to me with his wine theory straight off the bat, and he was pushing it. And I still said, no, it can't be, because didn't the murder happen this day and this wine conversation happened the previous day? And he was still pushing it, but at least for 2-3 days. So, yeah.
That was the only thing I was running off at that time. Can I just say this? And I'm not
But
going to
that's what
repeat
you
it
do.
now after this.
You spread all
Okay,
these things.
can I
I think
explain? Can I
other people
explain?
have theories
I was
also. I
still
mean,
talking, Judy. But anyway, carry on.
the red shirt theory that also went on for a long time. People have been pushing theories. That's what we do as faithfuls. We try to find things.
When there's two faithfuls on a silver platter already.
Sorry?
So if I may, just even with the wine
Everyone's
theory.
got a theory, and not every
The wine
theory is
theory,
correct.
there were two traitors, like literally on
Yes.
a silver platter at the time. The red theory, there weren't any traitors out there, so there were theories going around. But I'm just saying, why push a wine theory when there's literally the snake thing, like on a silver platter? We were all so excited about
No,
it.
but I was allowed to also have my theory. That's the thing. I was not even acknowledging. My theory was not even acknowledged. Just to say that, Rian, you never acknowledged my theory. Just saying that. When we had to chat about the theories and you brought up the snake, I didn't
Oh,
even have.
please.
You never acknowledged it. Ever acknowledged it.
Yeah, now you're lying. Actually,
Should
you
I go
know,
back?
you
Should
came
I
to
go back on
me.
messages?
You came
Like,
to me and said, "Oh, it happened after you, Rian, posted the emoji after cocktails.
You know
It
what?
happened
We'll go back
there,
on
Rian.
messages
It
for the next
happened
call.
there, Rian.
Rian.
For 2 days,
You never
non-stop.
acknowledged my opinion that I had. You never acknowledged it.
Because you
Ever.
are wrong. You are wrong.
Okay.
And I
Then why
proved
did you not
were
say
wrong.
that?
It was
Why did
right.
you not
I
say
was
I was
right.
wrong? Why did you not say I was wrong?
I told you many times. I've
No, you
I've
never said I was
told
wrong.
you many times for 2 days.
Anyway.
I told you 2 days before. I said you were wrong. Me, an hour before the time. Then you came to me. Oh, I think you're right, Rian. It is the snake thing.
Yes, and I acknowledged it, Rian. That's exactly the thing. I was not
I
trying to get
wish
you off
we could.
that.
I wish I could do the screenshot. I wish I could do screenshot and post it in this damn group for you to see and everybody to see.
I also wish. Don't worry. I can also forward voice notes.
So do.
If I may just intervene here. Now, with the wine thing, and a few people that I spoke to, they all know that that there was also a theory I had. I had a similar theory to what UG said about the wine, and I engaged in some vigorous debates with some people on this call. I'm not going to mention names for obvious reasons. However, it's a case of with this, and there's also talks about alliances and all of that. At the end of the day, there are two alliances. There's the faithfuls and there's the traitors. And as faithfuls, we need to engage each other, come up with theories, debate them, and decide, does this theory hold water or does it not? I'll admit I had a theory about the wine. I will admit I was wrong. I had the theory, I won't rehash history and whatnot, and I'll admit that the theory I had, to me it sounded good. I spoke to people. People said, yeah, maybe I've been drinking too much wine. And okay, fine, my theory was wrong. And we move on and we say, okay, what do we have to work with? And we take it and we go forward from there. At the end of the day, as I say, there's only two alliances, faithful and traitor.
I also want to address something, and not address, thinking out loud, and I'm probably gonna get murdered for thinking out loud. But am I the only person that is saying that Yuji and Riri can possibly be faithfuls, and this is a faithful unfaithful, and that the traitors
No,
are
that's
enjoying this?
I agree.
Because why is this not even being questioned or discussed?
I agree.
Which is
See, that's why
insane
I
to me.
didn't. I don't
don't
like the
think
way
we're-
that the conversation got shifted to Yuji all of a sudden. That felt like the Traitors trying to throw him under the bus again.
I mean, I think we do need to understand that we work based on evidence, and perception in this game is reality. What we see is what's going to shape the game. So we just need to understand that Riri and Yuji, if you are both in fact faithful, which I would love to actually think this is the case. Otherwise, both of you need to get an Oscar because my God, um, it's a lot. And we need to put the emotions aside and we need to just look at exactly what it is. Because for all we know, you could be being set up and you're playing right into it right now.
I think I got set up. I
Yeah.
got set up because the person they knew are gonna accept the scroll. And I got questioned on that on the main chat, and I got questioned again tonight on the Zoom regarding why I accepted the scroll. Taylor accepted the scroll and he was a faithful.
So I'm just going to, so Daniel, just talk about the emotion thing because I think I've been relatively calm for 2 weeks. And like the last 2 days, you guys have probably seen a little fiery in me because I'm just fed up. Because I think I've been handling myself quite well, knowing every day, like I'm getting people in my ear. Oh, Yuji's coming. Yuji's saying you're traitor. Yuji. And it hurts me because this is a friend of mine in the real world. And some of the things they're saying he's saying about me is actually quite hurtful. It's not even game stuff. It's almost like trying to paint me in a light that I am not that person, but it's okay. So, talking about emotions, for 2 weeks, I've actually held on to my emotions pretty well because for the first week, even though I knew Yuji was carrying on about me, I was still in our alliance chats, I was still talking game because I was just like, I just want to have fun with my friends. But yes, it has hit the point of emotional high now because I think what gets me is that I'm really pissed off about the female murdering thing and that Yuji is still saying that I'm a traitor. Again, trying to paint me like I'm some fucking malicious bitch who would murder women. He was telling everybody, we got to get Tony out because she's going to murder me. Why would I murder one of my best friends? Why would I do that? I'm not that person. And I think that's why now I'm getting to this point where I'm getting really hurt because he knows me as a person. Even as a traitor, if I was a traitor, I would play a way that wouldn't make me still be a bitch or something, okay? And I would play a little bit smarter. No offense to any ladies who are, yeah, if you are a traitor, I wouldn't be murdering women back to back. They would be a little bit silly. I'm not like that. I do have a little bit of noggins on me. I'm not a stupid girl, yeah, see. So I think now I apologize for me getting emotional, but it's because I've been holding on to it for 2 weeks. Because every day I have to hear about it and I have to hear about it. And I'm just getting fed up with it. So apologies for the emotions getting high. I am starting to think, look, from day dot, I did think that Yuji was a traitor and I never threw him under the bus. In fact, I'll even say it. I was telling a story about him to somebody and I said person A because I didn't want to throw him. I wanted to protect him. I was like, if he is a traitor, I still kind of want to protect him in the game for a little bit. I was referring to him as person A, person A, person A. And then eventually, and there's somebody here that knows that I said that. And then eventually I said, okay, person A is Yuji because I was just like fed up, because I'd heard about it. So yes, I'm emotional because I've been dealing with this for 2 weeks now.
Please don't
And
misunderstand that I said like you're not allowed to have feelings. Like I completely get it. I'm
I
just
get, yeah, I know.
sorry.
But we need
Yeah.
to, but I'm agreeing with you, Daniel. We need to take the emotion out of it because I did that for 2 weeks. And it does help. It helps you see the bigger picture when you do
Yeah.
take the emotions out because for 2 weeks I have taken my emotions out and I didn't go, well, he's going for me, I'm gonna go for him and I'm gonna go for him. I didn't do that. I said, no, I want to find traitors and let's play this game.
Yeah.
And you're right, we've got to take the emotion out of it at times.
Yeah. Because
in
like
that
just
same
coming from
in
my
that
side. Sorry. Perfect.
so in the same breath that's what Tony just said. I just want to say to you here, I was put in the position of being in the middle of hearing hearing Tony all the time. And for 2 weeks, I had to sit that. I had to sit back and I had to see my two friends, best friends of mine outside this game fighting. And every day I have to hear a different story from this one and that one. It's a very emotional month this month for me. And playing this game, I felt like it's going to be an escape from my emotions, and that's why I'm so vocal, and that's why I left that group because I felt like it's just too much to fight with my closest friends outside this game, And if you are a traitor, EG, then well done on playing a well good game. But then I need to sit with you. If you are faithful, then we need to have a conversation privately. I think tomorrow I will probably reach out to you. If you can reach out to me, we can talk it out between the two of us.
Talking to Tony? Me?
No,
If
he
I
was
may
talking.
just
He was
say
talking to
something.
Yuji.
Oh, sorry, Jen.
Oh, I couldn't tell. Can I just say something real quick? That whole conversation is what kind of makes it nervous to like maybe make a group and suggest things to you guys because again, I'm not saying like, oh, time zones, but I guess I kind of am. But like, it's hard to distinguish who is like gonna be playing that friend game. Like, if I suggest person A to B, C, and D and E, and they're best friends, is that gonna be like, we're not going to consider that because that's our friend. So we want to make sure they last at least 4 or 5 rounds. Like, will you take me seriously? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know it's hard to play with friends. It's a fine line. I do it. I think that's why I'm kind of stunted here because I'm used to also playing with my friends and being like, I know you, and you. I haven't figured out like, this is like playing the TV show and I don't think I would do very good. So it's a little bit hard to figure out like who's safe. Like if you're a traitor and I say that your friend I think is a traitor, is it gonna like, do you know what I'm saying? It's a little tricky to figure out who to trust with the friendship and the faithful and see once I start going, I don't know how to be quiet. See guys, I'm gonna mute so someone else
No,
can
but Jen, I think you must just know that we are also still gamers. I mean, that's why
No,
Yuji
I
from
know,
day
but as someone that
2,
plays with my friends, I get
he's
it. But
put me out there. Yeah, but he's put me out there since
makes
day
it a
2.
little,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
no,
and Riri, and so there's still game, and you're in a safe place. You can chat to us. Some of my besties, I have some people have told me some things about some of my besties here, and I haven't gone running them to them because, you
But
know, you
Tony,
want
you
to listen
also
to everything.
Tony, you also said now, I hear you, but you also said that you felt a certain way about Yuji talking to you because he's your friend and you want to protect him. So
Well,
that's
like a week or
also
two,
that,
at least. A week or two. You said
right,
that you were
but
doing the
yeah,
same with Rue.
but that
You
is
said you
like
were doing
a.
the same with Rue.
that's
Excuse me?
kind of
You said you did the
scary.
same with Rue.
I
What if
mean,
we
I
come
met
to
Rue in
another
this game.
So the only
So
person that I really know the best in this game was Kat. And I
Mm.
knew from the beginning the way she acted towards me that she was. I didn't bring it up to everybody, but when I needed to take her out, I voted for her because she was a traitor in my eyes. I don't know you guys, and I'm just sitting here watching and trying to get a feel for everybody. Now that the numbers are starting to get down lower, I'm seeing who's grouping with who, and I'm just trying to hang tight with y'all. But I know a couple people here, but Kat was one of my best friends. So, and I took her out. I didn't protect her.
jump off what like I'm glad Jen brought that up because it did happen to me and I know it did happen. I spoke to a certain I spoke to 3 people about someone's name and it got back to that person. And me and this person, I'm not gonna name names. If they want to reveal themselves here and now today, they can. But this person said that somebody that I told them stuff. So again, it like just going back of what Jen just brought up, it's hard. It's hard to talk to certain people because of that. And because I know it already happened to me, that's why there's reservations in telling certain of you things. And just to put it out there, because it's like I'm not accusing anybody of doing it, but it has happened, whether intentionally or unintentionally.
If I may just add to that, again, with this entire game, at the end of the day, we're playing a game. The purpose of these games is to make new friends. And with all of this, you know, there's people that going into this game knew each other, are friends. There are some people that going into this game we didn't know. We've made friendships. And I think it's almost an unspoken rule in these online games. What happens in the game, what happens in real life. There is that line. Of my best friend in this game, for example, if I think you're a traitor, I'm voting for you. But it doesn't affect our friendship after the game. And I sincerely hope that that line, at least that, between gameplay and personal relationships and real relationships that are being formed by playing this game together, are not being broken. I think I've had enough wine for the night.
We love you on one. So, and I mean, just to address what Naj said, like, yes, when I said I wanted to protect Yuji, it was just until I know for a fact. Like, I didn't know things for a fact. I'm not on day 3 going to start saying to everyone, Yuji's a traitor, Yuji's a traitor, when I got literally no evidence. So, yeah, you kind of want to like keep his name out of people's mouths until you kind of suss it out. Unlike him, who I think from day 2 was telling everyone I was a traitor. I don't know where he got it from. But so, yes, for a week or two, I thought, let me just keep his name out of people's mouth and see, because I'm not throw somebody until I know. I've not thrown anybody until I feel like I have some evidence against them.
It's just very
That would be
stunting to play with new
irresponsible.
people, you guys. I always thought I would do good on the show. I haven't a clue. With new people, my heart is pounding every time you guys come on and talk about quiet people. I'm like, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I don't know what to say. I have so many ideas, but I don't know when to interject. Like, I'll probably never apply for the show now that I've played with strangers. Guys, it's a little bit hard. Daunting a little.
I'm just going to jump in there because I just needed to confirm, based on the conversation that we're having, the person that Harry was referring to is me. And yeah, information did come to me about what certain people said about stuff, but there's no one in this game that I really know. Like, I know a lot of you from around, but it isn't because we're best friends outside of real life and stuff like that necessarily. So it's there's a difference, I feel, in kind of that social dynamic, which I'm also struggling with. And I'm going to call it out for exactly what I think we're all being anxious about is the Tony and the Rian and the Ruan and that whole friendship dynamic that is there. Going into this game, I was like, well, that's a like tight 5 that will probably drag each other to the end. And that came with its own set of kind of predisposed ideas. But I think as the game went on, I see that that's not the case. And we can understand that we're all actually just playing the game because we love playing games and we love playing this game and we're just having fun. So from my side, it's just really important that we put that emotional side aside. And I was just texting Tony on the side again, and I'll say it here as well. Above everything, we just need to preserve those relationships that we build here. Because I think the main reason why I play these games is because like I find like-minded people like this. So let's not end up hating each other after this because that's not the point. And this
Yeah,
game
this
kind
group
of
of
makes you
friends that
want
you're
to hate
talking
people.
about, yes, this group of friends that you're talking about, the Riris and stuff, guess where I met them?
You met here, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So
These
before
are like,
like the Zoom ends and stuff,
Oh,
like
sorry.
oh, yes, God.
individually, I absolutely adore you, but